Welcome to Live from Jacksonville. It's the first episode of 2026. I've had a busy January and February, but there's a ton of great shows already lined up for the new year. Let's run down what's coming up in the next few weeks. The St. Augustine Amphitheatre has Widespread Panic for 3 shows, March 20th through the 22nd. Parker McCollum is playing for 2 nights, March 27th and 28th. And Dwight Yoakam's coming to the Amp on April 9th. Tickets are available at www.theamp.com. For TPC Week, the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall has Sounds of Sawgrass series with Tracy Lawrence on Thursday, March 12th, and Robert Earl Keen on Saturday, March 14th. Wayne freaking Newton will be at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall on March 20th, the Bodines March 25th, and the Band Perry on April 8th. Get to pvconcerthall.com for tickets and other upcoming shows. The Thrasher Horne Center has Justin Moore coming this Thursday, March 12th. Florida comedian and social media star OMG It's Wix will be at the Thrasher Horne Center March 14th. And Jeff Foxworthy is coming April 23rd. Grab your tickets at thcenter.org. The FSCJ Artist Series Broadway in Jacksonville is bringing Moulin Rouge, the musical, running March 10th through the 15th. And A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical, April 14th through the 19th, starring American Idol Season 14 winner Nick Fradiani. I had a conversation with Nick a couple of weeks ago, and he'll be our guest on the next episode, dropping in just a few weeks. Check out fscjartistseries.org for other shows coming to town. 5 Jacks has a Taylor Swift dance party happening this Saturday, March 14th. This is an 18 and older event, so leave the kiddos at home for this one. And former Skid Row singer Sebastian Bach will be at 5 on March 31st. Go to 5jacks.com for tickets and other shows coming to 5. Finally, let's talk about the Florida Theater. They have a ton of shows coming in 2026, literally something for all ages. The Bronx Wanderers are back at the Florida Theater this Wednesday, March 11th. I spoke with Vinny and Vinny from the Wanderers last week as they were hitting Florida for some much-needed sunshine.
Oh, well, we were just in New York and New Jersey, I want to say like 5-6 days ago, right after they got hit with that cyclone bomb. And you could see the snow mounds that were like 6-7 feet high. It was ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh. I have a friend that lives in Boston, and he was going through it, too.
I can't imagine.
We are so excited to have you guys coming back to the Florida Theater on Wednesday, March 11th. As soon as the show was over last year, and I found out you guys were coming back, I told Kevin, I got to get a date because I got to buy my tickets.
You're too sweet. We love it. We're excited to be back, truly.
It was such an amazing experience. I didn't know what to expect going in, but man, what a show you guys put on.
Thanks. We have no idea what to expect either half the time.
For anyone who's never seen the Bronx Wanderers, how do you explain or tell the show?
So basically, my dad is the singer, my little brother is the drummer, and my 2 high school friends round out the band. So I like to tell people we're sponsored by Prozac and Jack Daniels.
Perfect.
And this year, we have something really special because we're bringing our 9-piece Vegas band. So we're going to have a string section, a horn section. So we're actually going to bring the actual Vegas show to Jacksonville.
Wow, that's fantastic. How different is the set list from what we saw a year ago?
We have about 6 to 7 new songs. We're keeping in all the favorites like Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like that. But, I mean, the new stuff that we're doing is just unbelievable. I really can't wait to show Jacksonville this Vegas show.
Man, I am super excited. I know you guys have been playing with Kevin between here and I think it was the Tampa area for a number of years, but somehow I just discovered you guys last year, and I already cannot wait for the show on March 11th.
We're happy you and other people still discover us, and we make more friends as we go. That's what it's about.
Well, we are so looking forward to having you guys. And like I said, the first time I saw the show, I was completely blown away. And then I met you guys in the lobby there at the Florida Theater, and you're so nice and so, generous with your time. I just love folks like you.
Without people like you and without the fans that show up, there is no show, and that is never lost on us. So we will always do a free meet and greet. We'll always take the time to shake anybody's hand and say thanks for coming out. And we always promise to make it better the next year. So if people came last year, I promise you it's going to be different this year. Dad, luckily, is still wearing his leather pants. I don't know if that's fortunate or not, but, he's still rocking at 67 years old, so God bless him.
That's amazing, and I cannot wait to see you guys with a full band, a full orchestra.
Oh, you're going to love it. I promise you're going to love it, and so will everybody else. We're really excited to bring it out.
Awesome. Well, tickets are available at floridatheater.com. It's Wednesday, March 11th, the Bronx Wanderers. Thank you guys so much for your time this morning. Safe travels.
Thanks so much for having us on, Amadeus. Really appreciate you, man.
Also coming to the Florida Theater, Theo Von for 2 nights, March 13th and 14th. Pat Metheny, March 17th, and Who's Live Anyway on March 19th. Now, sandwiched in between Pat Metheny and Who's Live is The Orchestra, starring former members of ELO and ELO Part 2. I recently had a chance to chat with Eric Troyer from The Orchestra, and here's a bit of our conversation.
Well, we're really excited to be there. We've done a bunch of shows there at the Florida Theater, and we love Jacksonville. I mean, who doesn't? But so it's going to be a great show. The orchestral players that we work with are fantastic, and it's a long day because we rehearse with them and then we do the show. So it's almost like we do 2 shows in in one day. Whenever we get a chance, we love to play with symphonic players. I mean, it's such a gas.
Hey, before we go any further, I read that you played on the Footloose soundtrack. It's like all-time #1 favorite soundtrack outside of anything Prince did. Can you tell me what you did on that?
Well, I believe "Holding Out for Hero" is a tune that I did with. It's a Jim Steinman tune, and I worked a lot with Jim Steinman back in the day. And so we did. I think that's from Footloose, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. That was a Bonnie Tyler song on Footloose.
That's Bonnie Tyler. Yeah, that was on that. Yeah. That's the only thing I had to do with Footloose, but that song has lived on too. It's got a life of its own.
Yeah, I heard it recently in a commercial for something.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. There's one of those gambling apps that uses it. But
I think you're right. Right. Is it like every time you hear it, you're like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching?
Yeah, actually.
It's funny you mentioned Steinman because I was telling your wife yesterday. She's like, I'm trying to imagine what Amadeus looks like. And I said, picture Meatloaf for the crew cut.
Oh, my God. He ended up with a crew cut after, later in his career. I worked a lot with Meatloaf, too, did touring with him and did a European tour once with him. Worked with him in the studio. I could tell stories. Oh, my God. Lots of stories.
I'm sure you could. I saw recently his band is touring with this kid, Caleb Johnson from American Idol, and they do kind of the Bat Out of Hell show. And, man, just that music alone and the memories you go down when you hear that band.
That's for sure, yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the songs that the orchestra plays on their show.
I've been doing this for 30-some years. I started ELO Part 2 with Bev Bevan and a host of other original ELO members. And then gradually through the years, they've kind of filtered away, and I've kept going. We have an ELO original member, Dave Scott Morgan. He's playing with us now. And, we've been carrying the music. We've been carrying the torch for a long time. Now there's every other band plays, ELO music, but, we feel like we were, kind of an offshoot of Electric Light Orchestra way back in the day when we started ELO Part 2. It's, we've sort of gradually evolved into what we are now, the orchestra starring ELO and ELO Part 2 former members. So, we feel like we're carrying the torch. We try to recreate the music as faithfully as possible and have a really good time while we're doing it. And we put on a spectacular show. We don't just stand there and, with a wig on and dark glasses. Like a lot of these bands do. We're interpreting the music. It's joyful music, and we're a joyful band. We're a band of brothers, and we actually have a female violin player who's incredible. And we put on a night of entertainment. We have a video show that goes with it too. So
perfect.
We had the symphony players and the video show, and what we do, it's amazing.
You mentioned other artists recording ELO songs. Duran Duran recently leaned into a bunch of Halloween theme songs, and they covered "Evil Woman" for the re-release of their latest album. And man, was it good! You don't realize the connection that ELO made with all these other artists until you hear those artists perform those songs, and then there's this thread. You're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, and some of the interpretations are really good. It's always kind of fun to hear it done in a different way. We're trying to really play it like it originally was. I mean, nobody sounds like Jeff Lynne, so we don't try to imitate his voice, but we try to fill out, do the harmonies and create a lot of all the vocal textures that you would normally hear on an ELO record.
Well, you mentioned Jeff Lynne. I think Xanadu is one of my favorite soundtracks, as well as Footloose, just because of the work that he did on that. Just the harmonies, the production, the things that he got away with musically are amazing on that album.
That's a great album. That was really hit at a time when the technology had kind of a leap forward. And so, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. And they did a lot of playing around with cool new toys in the studio at the time.
I put Jeff in the same category with, there was the Beatles and the Beach Boys, Phil Spector, and then Jeff Lynne, just took everything to that next level.
Yeah, he was a great producer and amazing songwriter. Yeah, so we're trying to recall those days when you first heard those songs, and the emotional attachment you get from remembering those songs, and that's why we try to play them as true as possible.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing the orchestra starring former members of ELO and ELO Part 2 Wednesday, March 18th at the Florida Theater. Tickets are on sale now at floridatheater.com. Eric, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for helping us out here.
The orchestra will be at the Florida Theater on Wednesday, March 18th. Tickets for all these shows are available at floridatheater.com. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. I'll drop another one as we get closer to April with any newly announced shows to keep you on top of what's happening live from Jacksonville.